Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video I want to take and talk about you need to challenge yourself to be creative. What I'm working on right here, right now, is simply a scrap piece of metal. I haven't made any plans with this. This was actually part of a previous YouTube demonstration where I talked about practicing before you got going for the day, and I figured I would just kind of continue on with this form here. Now, my first knee-jerk reaction was to just go ahead and throw it in the scrap pile. I was done with it, the video's over with. But then I started to look at it and it had an interesting shape to it. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's see where this shape takes us. And you would be amazed at the amount of forms that you see now in Ironworks that came because somebody decided to say, let's take that a little further. They were working down something they weren't even going to use for the job, trying to figure something out, work their head around maybe some volume concerns, you know, trying to figure out how much to put where and how to divide up the mass of the material and things of that nature. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they got the idea, like, what if I were to take that just a little further? What if I try this? Well, what if I twist it there? And you would be amazed at the amount of good things in the world of blacksmithing that has probably come from that exact little inside your own head conversation. So again, this is still just a practice piece. I'm not going to use this on any particular project. I just wanted to play around with the form a little bit to see if there's really something there, or if it's like, nah, that doesn't look the greatest, and then do away with it. But that's just one way that you can challenge yourself to be creative. For some people, it's drawing. Maybe just sitting down at the drafting board a few hours each day, or maybe just an hour or 15 minutes a day or something like that. Just something during the day of doing something, doodling. It doesn't even have to be anything about blacksmithing, but it's challenging you to be creative. You could be drawing Looney Tunes cartoons. Literally, it could be a whole host of things that you could be doing with your time, and that's the point. It's to take and inspire you in creativity. Maybe, you like to do camera work or filmography. Maybe just doing a random clip, filming something that doesn't even matter, something that'll never be incorporated in any project. There's no financial gain to it, no real reason. It's just you doing something for you, to be creative, right? That can be very beneficial in the long run. So here I was just rolling up this little scroll here. I got some flats on it that I don't like, but I'm going to try, now that I've got that in there, I'm going to try bending this other portion back and doing some sort of little scroll with it and see how that looks. Then I will look at this form here and see, could this become something? Maybe this is a latch of some sort. I could punch a hole, slit and drift a hole through here. Maybe this is a new form of hook. Maybe it's a style of end that I could do on some sort of eating utensil, or who knows, what have you. So that's the point of challenging myself to be creative. And what I have found that in my work, when I challenge myself to actually be creative about something, literally take time to be creative. That means I make a visible effort, or you make a visible effort to look at stuff in a creative type process, just creation, not profit making, not job completion, not making a gift item, but just in a creative nature, you come up with a whole host of new items and new things. So that's partly has been some of my success in creating so many different types of vessels, if you will, in bowl forms that I did originally in my earlier portion of my business. I use that kind of like, oh, well, why don't I just make a square bowl? Okay, well, why don't I roll the edges of that bowl? Okay, well, why don't I just take the tips of that square, the corners, and roll them down just a bit? What if I were to roll them in? What if I were to wave them a bit on the ends? What if I were to ruffle the edges of that bowl? Again, taking the creativity path to the next level there on every chance I got allowed me to fill my store very quickly with unique and interesting items. Now, this also leads to waste. You will have a scrap pile. A man that doesn't have a scrap pile is a man who's not trying. You've got to have a scrap pile to really be trying. If you see a guy who doesn't have any scrap, he's not working. And I would trust what he says with a grain of salt, basically. That's my feelings on it anyhow. It's important to constantly be challenging yourself, to undertake new processes, new things, and be able to make mistakes or find out alternatives around stuff. Because what will ultimately end up happening is all those skills, the hours that you're putting in at the anvil, the time you're spending swinging a hammer, will add up. It will all add up, and it will eventually train you to think like a blacksmith. Not just be a blacksmith, not just think about blacksmith items or things like that, but it will actually train you to think like a blacksmith. And what I mean by that is you'll run into a problem, say something's going awry, and instantly, without stopping or missing one lick of the hammer, you'll know exactly what you need to do because you've already put the time in at the anvil. You've put the time in, you know what you've got to do, and you just go about doing it. You don't need any advice on it. You don't need any help with it. You've been there before. You've walked the road. You know what you need to accomplish and how you need to go about accomplishing that task or that mission, and that will be super handy to you and super helpful to you in the future and for basically the rest of your life and career in blacksmithing. So I want to encourage you, like I said, to think of things creatively. Don't just throw that piece that's going all wrong in the scrap pile, because that piece that's going all wrong or all awry, or that practice piece you were working on in the morning, could turn into one of your own personal greatest discoveries that could help you as a smith grow and mature and learn new things. So I'll continue to forge this here, let you guys see the finished result here. I think I'm about done. I'm taking it about as far as I care to. I basically know my result that I'm going to get right now just by looking at it, and I think it's a pretty interesting result at that. I'll leave it about right there. Brush this real quick. And this is where I'm going to ask you a question. I'd love for you to connect with me in the comment section down below and tell me what you think this form could be useful for. That's always an interesting conversation to have because other people see things differently. Other people have different life experiences. Can't get that to stand up for nothing, can I? Other people have different life experiences. People have learned different things from different people. They've been taught different ways. They've been classically trained different ways. Different areas of the globe look at metal differently. But ultimately, we're all connected by this craft. So I would love to take and hear from you and what you think about this video and what you think I could do with such an item like this and what you think it would be useful for. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and consider to subscribe to the channel and look around, see if there's any type of videos that you would like to watch. There's over 1,000 videos here on Christ Center Ironworks to, help you along in your journey as a blacksmith. So that's it for today. God bless you all, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.